Well, hello there, people with the internet, and hello again. I'm TheMBmulti. Welcome to part 32, I believe, of My Doki Doki SNAFU. In the previous episode, we finished the game on Yuri's route, and we unlocked the routes menu in the main menu. So, I don't have to like replay the entire game. I can just go here. Yeah, welcome to routes. So you can play through each Doki's main story in a more linear/traditional fashion. To prevent bugs from occurring, routes should only be launched from the main title menu. Well, that's where I am right now. Does not contain event-specific scenes, Golden Week and midterms, appeal scenes or post-credit scenes. That's a bit weird though, that there's no post-credit scene. But okay. Yeah, let's go over to Monika's route, because I did believe I said that I was going to go on Monika's route. Alright, well, this is stuff that we've already seen before, so we can skip this. Alright, well, oh yeah, let's just leave it there. So you want us to act like none of this happens? Yeah, refuse. Because we need to like get a better understanding of each other. And then Monika comes over. What the hell? Why the hell can't I skip this? Hopefully Ruby for someone living alone. No, what the hell? Why is that? Why were those few lines different? And then everything else is the same. Yeah, explain vaguely. Which means you have to make do without any cream or sugar. Hey, you drink yours black too? I guess I shouldn't be surprised given your unique personality. You just said two, right? Assuming you're referring to yourself, wouldn't that insult be directed towards both of us? Why, I've got no idea what you could possibly mean. This irritating woman. Regardless, black coffee is always served at this establishment. So either drink it or go thirsty. Doesn't make much difference to me. She smells mischievously upon noticing my grouchy attitude. Keep living like this and you'll end up with wrinkles. Good. Maybe then we'll actually have something in common. With this, I step into the kitchen to prepare a pot of coffee, okay? Again, like only a few lines that are different there for some strange reason. Alright, and then Monika comes over again. This is when we have our date, I believe. Answer vaguely. Oh yeah. Actually, well, let's grab a blanket. I carried her to bed last time. Let's grab a blanket instead. I haven't done that last time because I wanted to see what the other one did. Do I even keep any blankets on the first floor though? After scouring quietly through the living room and hallway, the answer is revealed to be no. Shouldn't be surprising. I never sleep down here. And the only guests who come over are so hyper they've probably never heard the word nap. Guess I'll check upstairs then. Rummaging through my closet proves fruitful as I soon stumble upon a nice white quilt, whatever. Unfortunately for me, my mind begins processing the situation while pulling it out. Isn't covering a sleeping girl with a blanket super cliché? Or something only parents do with their kids? And what's with her falling asleep anyways? Doesn't she have enough common sense to know passing out at a guy's house while you're alone together is a huge risk? While Monika may not think I'm a deviant, how can she be sure? What if I was simply playing the long game and actually am a massive closet perv? The idea of messing with her somehow in order to instill a lesson crosses my mind briefly before I realize the potential of criminal charges. Honestly, that confidence of hers is gonna lead to serious trouble one day if she's not careful. Nothing seems to have changed in the brief time I spent on the second floor. Understanding that hovering idly nearby while she sleeps wouldn't look good for me, I quickly draped the quilt, I still know how you say it, over her before heading back towards the stairs. Might as well make use of my free time until she wakes up. Alright, 30 minutes. Alright, so... now we got tab on Sleeping Beauty, and that's the same, yeah, I remember that. Assuming you're referring to me, I'm afraid that won't be necessary. She announces this from the doorway. Speak of the devil, someone's looking better. Are you implying I look bad to begin with? Yep, sure am. That little rock is gonna cost you a lot of points. Did getting the quilt... Get me enough? Did getting the quilt not get me enough to make up for it? Well, that was a surprisingly thoughtful thing to do. I was still woken up in the process, meaning your overall score is still getting docked. Wait, you woke up? Well, a little. You were already heading towards the stairs by the time I opened my eyes. Guess my idea to quickly head back paid off. Getting caught standing over you would have likely made things more complicated. Oh? Afraid you wouldn't be able to control your urges? If by urges you mean flicking you in the head for being unnecessarily stubborn, then yes. That's not even close to what I meant. Then perhaps you were expecting me to cop a few instead? Well, that still would have been less confusing than getting flicked. Good to know. I'll keep it in mind for next time. You're impossible. Unimpressed by my antics, Monika strolls over and takes a seat on my bed. Alright, well, this is the same again. Okay, a few days later. This is the one where we have our fake date. Yeah. And then we do the race, and then we, like, tie. Don't worry too much. Had that been a serious offer, even someone like me wouldn't be dumb enough to turn it down. Huh? Keeping up is about all I can do. Once we reach halfway mark, he seems to let off the brakes completely, leaving me for. Hey! I was maxed athletic last time. Like we finished like simultaneously. Seeing her talent and seriousness pass in front of me, I get a glimpse of her prodigy trait. Actually, how is my appeal? How is my? Oh, I can't check appeal through here. Okay. Not even upset as I watch her pass through the finish line a solid 2 seconds ahead of me. Yeah, what the fuck? No way. It was better when we like both finished at the same time. We both stand catching our breath for a minute, but I'm clearly the one who's more exhausted. Looks like lunch is on you today. As if that was ever in question. Regaining our composure after several more seconds, we continue speaking. I'm surprised you're able to keep up for so long, honestly. I was half expecting to totally smoke you. That would be a lot more reassuring to hear had I actually won. Don't beat yourself up over it. Not everyone can be born an elite after all. Normal people like you are still essential to society. Trying to pick a fight, you little punk? Just doing some lighthearted showboating. A man buying lunch for a girl is what's expected in this society. Losing was just a means to uphold the status quo. Oh really? I thought you hated conforming to gender stereotypes. That's only when they're not serving as convenient excuses. I see, how awful of you. Maybe I should have come up with a worse punishment for the loser. Kinda late for any rule changes. That's sad, were you planning on eating anyways? Where were you planning on eating anyways? Can't say. Figured we'd just walk around looking for a place. What a free-spirited mindset. After taking some time to recover, the two of us head away from the park on the lookout for any good eateries. Yeah, well, then we can skip this again. Then I have to answer vaguely at some point or whatever. Seeing as this is the closest I'll ever come to the real thing, might as well have fun with it. Well, keep making things so enjoyable, and I may even consider joining in your delusion. Giving a poor boy like me hope, huh? How cruel. Who says I'm joking? What was that? Oh, nothing! Yeah, and this is just Monika's rides, because, you know, I'm not on Yuri's ride right now. Alright, what was it this again? Don't forget that my help was also part of our agreement or unexpected... maybe some other time, yeah. Yeah. Here, I'll go pay. Wait, maybe I should... That wasn't what we agreed on. At least allow me to do this much. There's no trace of her energy from earlier as I leave the table. The mood between us had shifted considerably by the time we left the restaurant. Well, then we can skip this again. Alright, here we go. Another one. Alright, there we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Now we can actually invite Monika over. This decision could permanently affect my relationship with Monika. Yeah, I accept. Obviously, I'm not going to... I never wanted to turn it down in the first place, but of course, because I already was on Yuri's route, I had no choice. Honestly, trying to iron things out with your parents is probably the better idea, but if you think being here will make that process easier, then I don't mind. Thanks, Mark. I'll be there soon. There's a feeling of guilt as she ends the call. Letting her stay here for a while shouldn't make much of a difference, right? Given how they live in the same house, she'll have to confront them eventually. But wasn't she a little too willing to come over? Doesn't she know better than to visit guys' houses late at night? Looks like our important talk is going on the back burner for now. Leaving the room, I try preparing myself for the tribulations to come. Standing in the kitchen, watching the clock, I go over how to best handle the upcoming conversations. However, this is greatly inhibited by the mindset that's been molded into me over the last 4 years. Knock knock. Actually 3 knocks, but okay. Come in. Hey, thanks again for letting me come. That's not the only thing that's gonna come. Smash! I know it was kind of out of nowhere. You suddenly appearing at my front door isn't anything new, and at least this time I had some fair warning. My attempt to lighten the mood doesn't even register with her. Feel free to take a seat in the living room. I just finished preparing a pot of coffee for us. She gives a weak nod before heading through the hall. Judging by her gloominess, this is probably the first time she's ever had a proper fight with her parents. There's no telling what kind of feelings are stirring around in her right now. I'm way out of my depth right now. Muttering this to myself, I step into the kitchen to pour up the drinks. Here, hopefully this helps you feel better. I hand her a cup before sitting down on the couch next to her. I'm sure there's a lot on your mind right now, but try telling me what happened if you can. She nods lifelessly while staring blankly at her coffee. My parents were already waiting for me when I got home from the club. A member of the PTA, whatever that is, apparently saw us together in the park when we visited and mentioned it to them. I said you were the one who hired me for tutoring and that we were just taking a break, but I must not have been very convincing. They started yelling about how there is an image to uphold and a responsibility to maintain the family name. I tried telling them it wasn't as serious as I thought, but things didn't end there. My father kept asking how am I supposed to trust someone who's been going behind my back, before my mother eventually said there would be new rules from now on. I bet they never even considered asking about what I want or how I felt. All they care about is their stupid reputation. It made me so mad I ended up storming out of the house. That was about 2 hours before I called you. You were set in the park for that long? I had a lot on my mind. Sorry, I wasn't trying to criticize you. I'm just surprised. Her drained expression shows me she's been battling her own thoughts for quite a while. What exactly am I supposed to do here? Reconciling with your parents isn't something I have any experience with, but still, the idea of her ending up hating them bothers me. Not to mention how this is partially my fault. I guess the main thing to ask now would be, how do you plan to handle this? Would I be here if I had an answer to that? Sorry, let me rephrase the question. I meant, what relationship do you want to have with your parents in the future? You mentioned loving them when you called, right? Is that a feeling you'd be willing to give up if it meant having more freedom? Isn't that a little extreme? Yes. While the two may not be mutually exclusive, I wanted to gauge whatever, where you are with both options. Based on your reaction, I'm going to assume they're about equally important. Her gaze returns downward. Any ideas? To be honest, this really isn't an issue I should be giving an opinion on. Interfering with the business of others has always left a bad taste in my mouth. But seeing as how we've already come this far, there's no reason to keep holding back. This problem is one she'll ultimately have to deal with. That said, if I had to give any advice, don't hate your parents. If the situation seems like it's either me or them, fight with everything you've got to compromise instead. Freedom at the cost of others will only ever serve as another burden. Sorry, but I'm not sure compromising is an option right now. They've tried controlling me my whole life, so I doubt fighting back a little will be enough to make them change their minds. At this point, she doesn't even have the spirit to try challenging them. Thinking this, I get an idea that can only be described as horrible. Sorry, but this is about all I can do. You're right. People can get in their ways pretty easily. And after this long a rational argument likely won't even reach them. But you're Monika, right? The class star and self-proclaimed elite who plays by a different set of rules. Or was all your big talk just for show? Are you actually so weak that the second things get rough you run away with your tail tucked between your legs? That's... Honestly, I don't know which one is harder to stand. The plastic model student act or this mopey pathetic one? Seriously, I'm not in the mood for... It's no wonder they were able to control you for so long. I mean, why bother fearing a girl who can't even stand on her own 2 feet? Slap! My whole body recoils as Monika sends her hand across my face. Enough! Damn, that hurt a lot more than I thought it would. But I've come too far to back off now. What's the matter? Finally gonna stop pitying yourself? Well, sorry to disappoint you, but you're aiming at the wrong person. Hitting me won't solve any of your problems. You're angry, right? Pissed off about the whole situation. Then use that. Tell your parents they piss you off. That they're bastards for never giving you a chance to live a normal life. That you feel resentment for all the shitty things they've done. Lay into them with every ounce of anger and dissatisfaction you feel. Even if they don't listen, force them to see just how much damage they've already caused. And then, after the smoke clears and you've gotten it out of your system, just be honest. Just tell them you love them, that you want to meet their expectations, but you still need room to breathe, that you can't stand all the pressure they force on you. Make it clear you're willing to fight for your freedom, but that you don't want your relationship with them to be a casualty. Her teeth remain tightly clenched as she continues glaring at me through her teary eyes. And if you can't do that much, then consider our agreement over. Why should I bother helping someone who can't even handle something so easy? The room is filled with a heavy silence as Monika is seemingly deciding whether or not to hit me again. Damn it! She shouts this at the floor before heading towards the hall. This is followed by the sound of the front door being slammed closed. Looks like I may have gone a little overboard. Having her storm out wasn't part of my plan. Climbing back into the couch, let out a sigh. Drawn out speeches like that really aren't my style. I swear, these girls are going to be the death of me. Feeling all the exhaustion of a marathon runner, I rest my eyes to try and clear my head. Oh, let me guess, I fall asleep and then Monika's back? Creak. Oh Jesus! Hi, Monika! Last time you were this close, you tried to jump scare me. There's a face barely 2 inches from my own as I open my eyes. They don't stay there for long though, as I'm soon left with someone who looks a lot like Monika standing in the center of my living room. A dream? But you aren't even in a maid outfit. Seriously, that's your response? Just what kind of dreams are you having about your club president? Lewd ones? Ow! A familiar slap snaps me awake. Don't you know the face is the money maker? How am I supposed to make rent if my goods get damaged? Unbelievable. How can you be having maid-themed sex dreams after such a serious conversation? Do my struggles really mean so little? My surroundings begin to sink in as she shakes her head. Wait a second, are you actually here right now? What happened to storming out? Where exactly do you think I went? Huh? You made me so mad that I wanted to go give my parents a piece of my mind, so I headed home to confront them. And? It's kinda embarrassing, but I guess we had a pretty normal daughter-parent fight. There was a lot of shouting and crying and then hugging. Everything happened so fast it feels like a blur. Does that mean things went well? She nods. Nothing got fixed per se, but we were able to understand each other a little bit better. Then why are you here? Shouldn't you have stayed and to try and foster that feeling? Well, there's still a lot of tension, so I told them I'd be spending the night with a girl from school. And you decided to stop and give me the news along the way, huh? How responsible. That's not exactly... Even though this really isn't my place to say, hearing you're on the path to improvement does make me glad. And I'm sorry for all the belittling things I said. They weren't meant to hurt your feelings. You were just trying to rile me up, right? I realized what you had been trying to do about halfway through the argument with my parents. It's the wrong your. Your way of helping people sucks almost as much as your personality. I'd like to think the two go hand in hand. Honestly. I'd like to hear more about how you plan on moving forward from... I'd like to hear more about how you plan on moving forward from here, but seeing as how late... Actually, what time is it anyways? Right now? She checks her phone. Almost 11. 11? Shouldn't you hurry up and head to your friend's house? That's what I was trying to say earlier. I'm already at their house. They live next door or something? Don't try acting all surprised. You're the one who said I could come over to this place whenever I wanted, so as long as you were here. The semantics of our agreement aren't the issue right now. I know you sheltered trust find types don't always have a lot of common sense, but there are several nuances that go along with two hormonal teenagers of the opposite sex spending the night together with no supervision. Oh? You're not having any immoral ideas right now, are you, Mark? And here I thought being around you wasn't enough to make you excited. And here I thought being around me wasn't enough to make you excited. Jokingly inviting me to help you change and sharing a roof are two very different things. So you admit you are excited. Quite so. Terminally even. Beginning to lift my shirt as a callback to our time in the park, Monika stops me by putting her hand flat against my chest. Whoa, your heart is really beating fast. I avert my eyes as her face takes on a reddish color. Well, I guess this shouldn't be surprising. This is a psychological response after all. Physiological response after all. You obviously wouldn't be able to control something as subconscious as your own heartbeat. Listening to you rationalizing is super creepy. You're one to talk. An uncommon feeling of embarrassment fills me as we both go quiet. Has it always done that? Or is this something new for you? I'm not sure when the first time was, but you would have... What the fuck? You would have gotten a similar result. You would have gotten a similar result if you had touched my chest last time I pulled this stunt. Oh, Monika disappears again. So, yours was too, back then? That's a relief. It was when we were holding hands. Right? After thinking about all the places those hands have touched, I couldn't help but get excited. The sudden need to dodge another slap interrupts me. Jeez, there's really nothing cute about you at all. How can someone kill a mood so effortlessly? Shitty personality, remember? Deep feelings and serious conversations present the perfect opportunity to be a rascal. Exhausted by my behavior, Monika lets out a heavy sigh. Jokes aside, this is something I wanted to talk about. Now probably isn't a good time, though, given how late it is. What were you planning to discuss? Our relationship going forward. Relationship? Well, the thought has crossed my mind in the past. Tonight reinforced those ideas even more. Given how much you've trusted with me, and how much I've come to learn about you recently, it would be unfair for me to continue keeping distance between us. Thanks, Mark, for willing to go out of your way for me. And we've got time, you know? We are spending the night together after all. I don't recall ever agreeing to that. Well, regardless of where you end up staying, you've been through a lot today. Dragging you into any more problems right now would be selfish. So let's wait until a more appropriate time. Standing up from the couch, I begin heading towards the kitchen. You've been running around all day, right? Hungry for anything? It's true I haven't eaten dinner, but I'd feel bad for making you cook something just for me. What about a snack then? I've heard popcorn is the ideal late night food, and there just so happens to be a few bags stored in the kitchen. Wait, isn't popcorn supposed to be a fun snack you enjoy with others? Seems pretty strange for you to keep something like that stocked. When you're done insulting my personality, I'll let you know buying it wasn't my idea. Sayori insists I keep some on hand for whenever she wants to come over and watch movies. Should have guessed, fun is definitely more her department. But yeah, I'd be down for some popcorn. Couldn't tell you the last time I had some. Monika follows me into the kitchen and watches as I begin tossing open cabinets. So, what movie should we watch? Actually, do you even have streaming on your TV? Movie? What are you talking about? Huh? We're gonna watch a movie while eating popcorn, right? Or were you expecting us to just sit in silence the whole time? No? She begins rubbing her temples. Your ability to go from insightful to clueless so quickly is almost enough to give me whiplash. If that's the plan, then I'll leave you in charge of choosing the movie. And yes, the TV in the living room has streaming apps installed. Another one of Sayori's ideas? Yeah, I'm going to have to thank her next time we see each other. And don't worry, I'll be sure to pick a super mushy romance one. If we're lucky, it may even help chip away that denseness of yours. Don't get your hopes up. I would have been a relationship expert by now if my personality were so easy to manipulate. Giggling to herself, Monika strolls back into the living room as I begin making the popcorn. Returning a few minutes later with a bowl in hand, I find Monika looking through the cabinets while the TV displays the menu of a generic rom-com. Looking for something? Don't you keep any blankets down here? What happened to the quilts you covered me with last time I fell asleep? Got put back in my closet. Why? Aren't you supposed to have a blanket or for things like this? Things like this? Yeah, you know, movie dates? Ah, so that's what she's working towards. Damn, maybe I really am as dense as they say. Right, sorry about that. We don't keep any in the first floor, so I'll go grab one from upstairs real quick. Here. After handing her the bowl of popcorn, I dash up the stairs. We start the movie not long after I've returned and gotten settled on the couch. I'm a little surprised, you know? About what? About how the elite Monika would call time spent with a plebeian. Well, pleb. You never need the whole words, just plebs. Like a true patrician, you always only call them plebs. They're not even worth to pronounce the full name. Yeah, how about how the elite Monika would call time spent with a pleb like me a date? Well, you're the one who kept calling our last get-together one, right? There's no reason for me not to do the same. True, but that was just to work my way up through your point system. Seriously? Do you really care about my points that much? What can I say? The temptation of achieving the elusive high score is rather strong. She shakes her head. You hit that milestone a long time ago. My face begins to feel hot as she returns her attention to the screen. Damn, did I doze off again? The TV is currently showing the main menu, meaning the movie we were watching has already ended. My attention is soon drawn to the familiar sight of Monika fast asleep on the couch next to me. I guess it's too late to argue about spending the night. I'm honestly surprised at how she lasted, given how hectic today has been for her. Maybe I should bring a futon downstairs from upstairs. Bring a futon down from upstairs. There's some resistance in my arm as I lean forward. Moving the blanket aside, I see that she's currently gripping my hands. At least as much grip as a sleeping person can give. The sight of our hands interlocked is enough to make my heart start pounding. This has crossed my mind before, but am I in love with Monika? The wait when she told me her parents knew, the relief when she said they had ironed things out, my willingness to tell her about my past. Does it stem from love? Is that why my relationship with her is so different from the others? Putting my hand from hers, I carefully stand up from the couch. Yeah, this girl never stops causing me trouble, does she? Still grinning like a weirdo, I make my way towards the stairs. Hello? Oh, there we go. Dot 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 dot. Mark? Hey, you awake? Groggily, I open my eyes. I see Monika standing in my doorway. Sorry for waking you up, but I wanted to let you know I was leaving. Leaving? What time is it? About 10 till 6? Damn. Don't you think you've earned the right to sleep in a little? Wish I could, but my uniform is still at my house. Plus, I normally shower in the morning. If I tried doing that here, I'm afraid you'd get some strange ideas from watching last night's movie. I guess I'll save my "we should bathe together for the sake of preserving the environment" spiel for next time then. Barely awake and already talking like a deviant? Looks like I'm gonna have to put some extra effort into reining in my most junior club member. I'm sure the others would appreciate your hard work. Pretending to be upset, she begins shaking her head. Oh, and thanks for the futon. I left it folded over the back of the couch. Oh. Oh, gotcha. You laid me in last night, right? Surely you didn't try anything funny while I was helplessly asleep. My sense of humor is pretty shot, so I'd say everything I did was pretty standard issue. Should I even ask what's that supposed to mean? Hey, I'm innocent. You're the one who had my hand in a vice grip while I was trying to sleep. Your hand? Honestly, I know people make jokes about hand-holding being lewd, but you've got to be more careful. That kind of thing really messes with the guy's head. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, that a fact? Well, it's fine either way. You said you were leaving, right? Here, I'll walk you out. Don't worry about it. I only came to let you know. Would have left a note, but couldn't find any paper downstairs. Not your first one night stand, huh? Almost makes me a little jealous. You're hilarious. Now, just go back to sleep, would ya? I'll see you later. Alright, see you later, Monika. With this, she leaves the doorway and can soon be heard descending the stairs. Guess I'll go ahead and get a bit more shut-eye. Mumbling this, I lay my head back onto my pillow. Alright, so... Well, but we never actually said properly that we would be going dating or whatever, so it's still not fully an actual romantic relationship yet. A few days later.